Hello and welcome to JRock's Babylon. I am your host, Jason JRock Houston, and this is our very first Thanksgiving Day special. Um, and I just wanted to kind of talk about Thanksgiving and let you guys know what's going on. Well, let's talk about, first of all, what is Thanksgiving? Now, Thanksgiving, of course, is that time of year where most of us, get together with our friends and their family and have your traditional Thanksgiving dinner, which of course is turkey and mashed potatoes and stuffing, and some people have ham, but again, turkey is the most traditional thing. Gravy. Um, some people have cornbread. Biscuits. I always loved having biscuits, just between you and me. Anyways, again, and big part of Thanksgiving is um, it's that time of year where we show gratitude and we're thankful for things. It's not something that people typically do, every day of the year, but because we all get so busy in our lives. But it's the one time of the year, it always falls on the last Thursday of the month, whatever date that may be. And a real funny story here is in my family, holidays were always like a lot of fun because I was born on the 4th of July. So as you can imagine, as a kid, my birthday was always a big deal. I mean, yeah, to me anyways, but as a kid, and my family made me feel like it was a big deal because it was on the 4th of July. And so there's that. We always had a big family gathering for my birthday party. It was just a great excuse to get together. Uh, Truth be told, we still do it all these years later. Um, Now, the reason I bring up the holidays too is another reason my holidays were so much fun in my family. Where So I was born on the 4th of July. We talked a little bit about that. My brother's birthday, because he was born November 22nd. Um, every couple of years, his birthday would fall on Thanksgiving, believe it or not. And so there was a common joke that, hey, we used to call him a turkey, but that was just a little kind of fun sibling rivalry. But anyways, it is what it is, and it was fun because, like I said, we were both kind of his sometimes fell on a holiday, Thanksgiving. Sometimes it did, sometimes it did. I always, though, on the other hand, my birthday always would fall on 4th of July. So that's that. Now, in my family, Thanksgiving was always a big deal because it's that time of the year where the year is wrapping up. It's right before Christmas. Besides the fact that, and I also I have a cousin Wendy that her birthday is November 27th. Oddly enough, today, and it just so happens that her birthday this year falls on Thanksgiving. So they would usually, in our family, always celebrate my brother's birthday and my cousin Wendy's birthday at the Thanksgiving celebration. It was just another part of the festivities. And then, kind of had a two for one that these two people have their birthdays in November. And so we'll celebrate their birthdays, have a one big birthday party for everybody, and it'll be the Thanksgiving dinner. And again, this was a fun time because, especially when I was younger, because that's the thing. The older I get, you look around and some of the people that used to be there are no longer there. They've passed on. That would include my father, excuse me, not my father, my grandfather, my grandmothers, some of my uncle Richard, who recently passed last May from leukemia. I had Aunt Beverly and her husband Norm. They passed away several years ago. So the older I get, you look around, some of these people aren't there, and so now what it's become is the reason we continue to do it is because we still love to get together, but um, it's extra special now because some of these people aren't around. You know, we talk about when they were and all the good times the family had. Now, that's that's kind of what Thanksgiving means to me. And as far as what am I thankful for? Well, I'm thankful for so many things. I'm thankful for the good people in my life. That's my family, my friends, and the fact that I have a good job, I have a car to get me around, and I'm not, dirt poor living on the street. Thank God, I got a roof over my head. Another thing that I'm really thankful for that you guys are all probably interested in is, for the last 17 years, I was the face and the voice of this other site, Catechist. Started out as Catechist magazine, morphed into Catechist TV, and up until the last year, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing it, but without getting into too many details, the last year wasn't so much fun because the person that owned the site all of a sudden became a total control freak. It got to a point where tell me, oh, we only want to have top tier guests. He was really kind of what happened was like a lot of people, he was chasing success. He was instead of staying true to what we always had been, he was trying to think of any way to reach the top of a mountain, if you know what I mean. Okay, Jason, we're not just going to have any. We're not just going to have. We don't really want up and coming bands to be interviewed on our site anymore. We just want top tier guests. And another thing, and again, I've been booking all the interviews for 16 years of the show, really up to the whole, the whole time that I was with Catechist TV magazine. It was only towards the end that he started telling me stuff like, Jason, from now on, you can't just book whoever you want. You have to get my permission. We only want top tier bands. And he had a definition for what that meant, okay? Which was like top tier band means they have to be a mainstream band. They have to go on at least one major tour. They have to have a record deal. And this created a problem for the fact that I for the whole time I was with Catechist magazine / TV. One thing I liked about it was the ability to book the bands whoever I wanted. We wanted, my goal at least was to welcome everybody. All of a sudden I made these great contacts with publicists and bands and musicians. Jason, we don't want to we don't have people come back and that we've already interviewed. We want to interview the top tier bands. We want to interview the bands that are popular. And I just couldn't do that. So that's why I walked away and we launched our JRock's Babylon, of course, August 2nd of this year, 2025. And that's what I'm really thankful for. But I've had this new opportunity. I wasn't about to walk away from Catechist and not continue to do what I love doing, And if you look at some of the photos of me that have been posted in some of these videos, smiling a lot more. I'm a lot more happier. I'm doing what I want, and this is fun. I'm continuing to interview some of the people I've always interviewed. That's not going to change, and so one thing that we did with the new JRock's Babylon is I wanted to continue to do a pop culture show on Catechist TV. That I developed this great show, Gar Boris's Time Machine. I love doing it. I love my co-host Gar Boris. And because of the way things ended with the owner, he before I walked away, another thing he did that really irked me is just, we're not going to do that pop culture show anymore, JC, even though it's popular. Why not? I just don't want to do it. So I had to be honest with my co-host, Gar, and say, Gar, okay, the guy Catechist, it looks like that, I'm going to have to walk away from that. It's not working out. He's pulling the show. Let's you and me talk about doing we're going to have to call it something else. We're going to have to kind of develop a new pop culture show, but let's try to carry on with what we've been doing. And V-Man and Gar is very busy with his band, Appetite for Destruction. And so at this point, I'm unable to do that, but I still very much wanted to do a pop culture show. So I launched JRock's Pop Culture Revolution. It's a little different in the fact that I don't have a co-host. I'm doing it on my own. But it's just as much fun. And just like with Gar Boris's Time Machine, we talk about my favorite music, classic TV shows, movies. We're just 8 episodes into it. And we've already had one episode where I had a couple people come on as guest hosts. And that's something I hope to do with the show more in the new year. Have some guest hosts come on, because that always makes it a little different, a little fun. And in launching JRock's Pop Culture Revolution, I didn't want to do a carbon copy of what Gar Boris's Time Machine was. Not that I was ashamed, but that's something very special that I did with my friend Gar. And I wouldn't want it to look like that we were just trying to copycat what I had done before. So JRock's Babylon is very much about moving on. It's about the future. Another show that I was allowed to bring over to JRock's Babylon is a show that it launched late last year in 2024 on Chaotic Risk TV. It was called Remembering Our Generations. A great show I do with my friend Vince Lupo. He's a drummer of many tribute bands, and when I met Vince, he was in this Rolling Stones tribute band. He's the drummer, Mick Adams and the Stones. And so we're now we've relaunched Remembering Our Generations on JRock's Babylon, and so now we're into our fifth episode we just posted. In December, we're going to be doing what's going to be really fun, a Christmas episode. So be on the lookout for that. Yeah, we're getting ready for Christmas. I'm getting ready to go to my aunt's today, as I said, for Thanksgiving to celebrate my brother and my cousin's birthday. So that's always a lot of fun. Now I got myself an early Christmas present, okay, folks, which is this. It's called Greatest Gift of All, and it really is. This is from the Christian hard rock metal band Stryper, and for years they've been. I guess the idea dates back to what I was reading, all the way back to 1985. That Stryper's been wanting to put out a Christmas album. For one reason or another, it took them this long. Years ago, they did a great cover of Winter Wonderland and a Stryper original Christmas song called Reason for the Season. They released those two songs, but again, we're now in 2025. They first talked about it in 1985. Took them this many years, but it was definitely well worth the wait. And what I want to share with you guys is, the great thing about the Stryper Christmas CD is it's a mixture of traditional Christmas songs that we all know and love, and then they wrote 5 original Stryper Christmas songs. So that's fun. It would have been fun for them to cover like nothing but great traditional Christmas songs. I dig the fact that they got so creative and they wrote 5 original new songs for this Christmas CD. And then they threw in some of our favorite traditional songs. Now, probably my favorite song they recorded for this album is called Tell It to the Mountain. I give you just a little kind of, I can't sing as good as Michael Sweet from Stryper, but it goes something like this. Tell it to the mountain, tell it to the mountain, over the hills and everywhere, that Jesus Christ was born. Again, it gets me into the spirit. I was listening to this all day in the car on the way home from work. Just beautiful. I love this. It's the greatest Christmas gift I've got so far for myself, and Christmas isn't even here. This front of the album, this is what it looks like on the back, a great band photo. But so that's my favorite track from this new Stryper album, Tell It to the Mountain. They also do a great cover of Winter Wonderland. Now, like I said, they'd released that before, but so this is a new recording with the current lineup of the band. One of the Stryper original songs is not only the title track, Greatest Gift of All, but there's one they put out years ago. In 1985, they released the original version, Reason for the Season. As you can imagine, Reason for the Season is talking about Jesus Christ, the birth of Jesus Christ, and Christians celebrate. And I got to say, on this new album, I love the fact that Stryper stayed true to their hard rock metal roots, and they didn't try to soften up any of these Christmas tunes. They do a great version also of Joy to the World. And then Michael Sweet, while he can hit some of these great high notes like Rob Halford and Bruce Dickinson, on their cover of Silent Night, he does a great version of that. So again, and then I should also talk to you guys about, because I love the song Tell It to the Mountain. I knew I was going to be recording this Thanksgiving special here. I thought it'd be fun to research the song Tell It to the Mountain, how, when the song was written, who wrote it. There's really no record of who actually wrote it, but here's what I did find out. The song dates back like to the 1800s, and it was originally an African American gospel song, which if you listen to even the Stryper version, you could kind of picture, um, a choir in a black church singing this song, kind of in a high spirited rockin' way, which Stryper does really a great job of. And I love the way Michael Sweet's voice goes up and down, from almost angelic sounding to really rocking throughout the song. And I could picture the band Stryper playing on top of a mountain. The song just, oh, how cool that would be. But so, anyways, this dates back to the 1800s and is actually an African American gospel song. That was a original. That was originally kind of intent behind the song, and only years later did it become kind of a Christmas standard. So, kind of interesting. We learned about that. Now, of course, today being Thanksgiving, you're going to have people cooking the food. You're going to have people in the kitchen. People are going to tell you to get out of their kitchen. Some people are going to be sitting on their butts watching a football game. Some people will be watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade, which probably is on now as we do this. But, a couple years back, in regards to my previous pop culture show I was talking about earlier, Garbor's Time Machine, if you go on YouTube, we did a great episode on the Thanksgiving, Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And I was amazed at all the stuff I learned. We're so used to seeing the parade on TV every year, but before it was ever on TV, I learned that people used, of course, because there was a time when TV didn't even exist. There's no such thing as TV. So years before TV ever existed, the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade actually dates back that far before there was TV. And so people used to gather in their living room, get together, the families would get together and listen to the parade on the radio, if you can imagine. The radio used to be the big thing before there was ever TV. Anyways, like I said, this has been the first annual JRock's Babylon Thanksgiving special. And I just wanted to say hi and let you guys know that you can subscribe to both the official JRock's Babylon Facebook page and our YouTube page. We're always posting new content. This will be the latest thing to go up there today, but happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you all again real soon. Take care, and remember to show your gratitude and be thankful today. Bye for now.